Hey guys, Haas with Haas Games and Cards, and I hope you're all doing awesome because you all deserve it. What do we got going on? Well, we're catching up a little bit. I've been gone for a minute, enjoying some family time during the summer, been having a good time going on some trips, doing some stuff like that. But then we hyper focused on getting this new position at work, which I ended up getting, so that was awesome. Had to do some hard work to get into it. And it's probably going to be some crazy work coming up, but very excited about it. Very glad I could nail that down. So here we are. Now we are trying to catch up on everything we missed. We missed a lot of different things as far as the Mega Evolution announcement, different price changes. I have no idea what's going on with the market. I haven't looked at it. So this is as much for me as it is for anybody else. I want to look through things and kind of see where stuff's at. We're not going to look at absolutely everything, but I just want to catch myself up. And if I'm going to catch myself up, if you've been gone for a minute, you might as well check it out too, right? And if not, then, oh well, who cares? I don't care. It's for me. So another thing to remember, snack wraps. Looks like they're making a comeback from McDonald's. If you enjoyed the snack wrap, if you were around for that, people always say, you know, back in this Pokemon era, I was around for this and around for that. You know what? But were you around for the snack wrap from McDonald's? I was. Fantastic stuff. I'm glad it's back. I hope it's as good as it was before.
Ah, shit. All right.
So let's take a look. And kind of an update with Black Bolt and White Flare from distribution. They sent me a notice being like, oh yeah, we got all the products except for the ETBs from Pokemon Center. So we're going to hopefully ship them out Monday, which means I might not get it till like right on release, which sucks. Usually I get it a little bit before then. We'll see what happens. They did this with the last set too.
Like all I feel is rage and frustration.
Destin Rivals, the ETBs were late. That really sucked. And now they're going to be late again. I don't know why that's a going theme with them, but oh well, I can't control it. I don't care. It's whatever. So, Mega Evolution. This is looking really cool. The artworks look really cool. Like, look at that. Look at that Venusaur. I love Venusaur. One of my favorites of all time. When I played the Game Boy game, I think I started out with like Squirtle, and then I went back and started a new game with Venusaur. I really like Venusaur. So, the pack art on this set looks wild. The Lucario looks really cool. Like, it just all looks good. Just all looks good. Very happy about the artwork. The ETBs look awesome. The contents look awesome. Like, very happy. Very happy with it for sure. Like, look at this Gardevoir one. Looking sharp. Looking very sharp and clean. Now, the Pokemon Center ones always have a little bit different of an artwork. It'll be interesting to see how the artwork on those ones look as well. Just a really cool pair. Oh wait, these are the Pokemon Center ones. My bad. So it'll be interesting to see what the normal ones look like, because I kind of like the normal Destin Rivals ETBs versus the Pokemon Center ones. I like the black on red, not the red on black. So it'll be interesting to see what these look like in their normal variants. But if that's the Pokemon Center ETB, very cool. Would love to have it. Would love to do it. Pokemon Center, of course, has not dropped them yet. Most people thought it was going to happen last Thursday or Friday. Didn't happen. I hope to get some, but I don't know. The Pokemon Center website's always a disaster. Hi, Daisy. What are you doing? Hi, Daisy. This is Daisy. She's my puppy. She's a good pup. Anyways, it's always a disaster on that website. I know they've cleaned it up a little bit. Hopefully it's better for this round, or they do something a little better. But I don't know. Try to get Pokemon Center ETBs where you can. I'd say if there's anything to invest in the Scarlet and Violet era right now, which, I mean, there's some older sets you can really go for that are the same price. And, you know, it's like, oh, if those older items are that well priced and matching up with Scarlet and Violet pricing, it kind of tells me that it's going to have to boost up in price at some point, the older sets, because they need to catch up. There's some value that just isn't realized yet, and it will be. It just takes a couple panic sales to happen for everybody to FOMO and be like, we got to get this before it's all gone. And we'll actually talk about a card that kind of shows that too. Talking about missing out. So, the 3-pack blisters, again, look really cool. Golduck, Psyduck promos. The individual blister packs look cool. The booster bundles look really cool. I'm super excited for this set. I hope I get a decent amount. Black and white, I mean, I didn't get a ton, probably compared to most people. Oh, is that a Tyranitar promo? Very cool. I probably didn't get a ton compared to most, but I at least got one case of each half product. And because it's split up into 2, I got more product than I've ever gotten before, but it just sucks because both halves have to make up one set, if that makes sense. Now, they're saying the Elite Trainer boxes will feature Riolu or Alakazam. I think that is so crazy. Look at that. That is such cool artwork right there. And an Alakazam. Oh, I would love to have an Alakazam promo like this. I think it looks... First of all, I love the 151 Alakazam. And sorry, my throat is really messed up. I've been yelling a lot at work. The 151 Alakazam looks really cool. I really like this artwork as well, in my opinion. I think they'll be cool displayed together. I think they make each other look really cool. I'm excited for that card. I want it. And probably the thing I'm most excited for, and I'm not trying to shill, I'm not trying to like pump this up or anything, and nobody watches my shit, so I don't pump up anything anyways. Realistically, we don't. But this Bulbasaur promo is awesome. I love that. I know this is going to be the box topper for the booster box. I don't know if you can still pull the illustration rare out of the set like Reshiram, but you know, everybody loves their stamp promos, whatever. I mean, I like them, I don't like them, it doesn't matter. I don't really care. Just as a card itself, that looks really cool. If I can get some stamp promos for a good price and see where that goes in the future, cool. But I don't like investing in singles. I think singles are a stupid investment. They're just so volatile. But I guess it just kind of depends on if you're short-term or long-term investing. I like doing sealed. That's why I have a ton of sealed. That's why I started my business, so I can get sealed stuff. And we'll talk about investment opportunities in a different video. But in my opinion, I really like the artwork on this. I don't know if everybody agrees. I haven't watched anything. I haven't been keeping up on the news. I don't know what other people think of this promo. I think it's fantastic. I think it's so damn cool. I love it. I think it's better than the Stellar Crown Bulbasaur by far. By far. And what do we got? Just some of the EXs are talking about how there's going to be a Lucario, Venusaur, Gardevoir, Megas Evolutions. I'd love to see the Venusaur one. I think that'd be really cool. Super excited for that set. I don't know what you guys feel about it. Let me know in the comments. I like it. I like it. For sure. And we have Black and White coming out still. I like that set. That generation I wasn't around for, but I think the artwork in that set's really cool. I think it's fun. I don't know what people feel about that set either, but I like it. I think it's going to be a cool set. A cool little specialty set. So let's take a look at Paldea Evolved. Paldea Evolved has been kind of not all over the place as some other sets, but I know it's been a while, but I know my distro had a restock of it back in, I think it was like November, December, maybe late October. Don't quote me on that, but there was a slight reprint, kind of made a dip down. I don't know when that was. That was probably some time ago. Yeah, I don't know. It's still, like, it had its little ups and downs, but just more progressively going up.
Starting to, the upward trajectory.
Looks like market price is $370 on this thing. Jeez. That's been moving up since I've been gone. That's crazy. 359s, 389s, 372, a couple of 384s. So that's been getting up there, hasn't it? That's crazy. 105 of them on TCG Player. So kind of coming down in quantity. Very quickly getting up towards 400 with what's left. Be interesting to see what happens with that set. Everything's in a reprint window, and I guess before we dive into some of these prices and how limited quantities are and all this other crap, don't look at this information and then just go panic buy. The thing I always say, you're an adult, you have adult money, you decide what to do with it, but it's your responsibility. Whatever stock information or numbers or rises or falls or whatever it is, whatever we have, it's out there. Everyone can look at this, and I'm going to talk about it. You can make your own decision on whether it's a good idea or not. I do not think anything in a reprint window is a good buy if it's way over market. If it's a super high market price, in my opinion, just wait. If it reprints, cool, get some. If not, then you might miss out, and it's okay to miss out. There's no need to FOMO and go crazy about things. Just wait, and if you miss it, you miss it. This thing's been steadily going up. Oh, and that's another thing too. Sorry, I'm going to go off on a tangent. Everyone's sitting here freaking out about current pricing, how it's rising and rising and rising.
Starting to, the upward trajectory.
There's so many things that can topple sets and their value, right? And you have to realize there's a lot of people that have stock of this that just aren't selling it. They're just holding on to it. And some of them are for sure going to hold it for a very long time. And some people have it thinking they are, but then they're going to see the market price dip or a reprint happens. That makes other people panic. They see the market price dip, and then they just mass offload everything they have. That's another opportunity to wait for. That could be a good time to buy. But it is going to take specific things to happen, right? Something's got to scare the people holding on to it for them to just shoot it out, being like, oh my God, I have to sell everything in my inventory because everything's going to zero. Pokemon's crashing. This is terrible. People have to get scared enough to sell it, and that means Pokemon probably has to pump out more product. Other than the November restock, I haven't really seen anything about this, but would I still buy this at $370, thinking it's a good investment opportunity? I think most Scarlet and Violet era things, if you're looking for a good buy at the beginning and a little short term, these prices aren't it, because you're going to have to sit on them. These prices will go up a little bit, and then they're going to stagnate for years. And you're going to have to wait a long time for your investment to exceed what you bought in at, if that makes sense. Or at least exceed a high enough level to where it's worth doing selling fees, shipping, and all that crap. So you have to remember that, my friends. If you're buying at $353 or $370, whatever it is, it's probably going to take a while for it to gain enough value for it to be worth it. So if you're going to hold on to it for the next decade, sure, maybe that's the thing. But I wouldn't. I'd just grab one of the newer sets coming out, get as many pre-orders of it at MSRP as you can, and that'll be a good investment for sure. I would not buy at these crazy high prices that everything's at. Obsidian Flames, the set nobody liked, but you know what? This is the set that I first came back to, and my first SAR was the Charizard. Very happy to pull it. $240. It's just kind of been like, meh. It's kind of doing its thing, but not really. It's really slow. $240-ish, not too bad. The Pokemon Center ETB has been a roller coaster. Started high, dipped down. Well, never mind. It's just been high. It's been in the low 300s to almost 330 range for a minute. Kind of went from 330 down to 3-ish, up to 327. Looks like there's some selling for 335 to 350. So probably slow growth on that, but it is going up. And what's left as far as stock is 350 to 400. So that thing's been growing very healthily. I'm kind of surprised. It took a minute for it to shoot up, but it definitely got there. This is the normal Elite Trainer box of 151. 243. Holy hell. I think the last time I was really looking into this or pricing was my last card show quite some time ago. It was like maybe 120, 150, but now we're up to 243. This thing's been making a healthy climb up for sure. Kind of coming down. As far as pricing goes, looks like on the very first page we go from $250 to $267 with $10 shipping. So that's going to be in the 270s pretty soon, unless another reprint happens. 270s, second page we get up to the 300s for a normal ETB. That is crazy. And this brings me to a point that we're going to make here. Let's take a look at this. Lost Origin. Something I think is extremely undervalued. The Lost Origin ETB. It is out of print. Has really, I mean, that Giratina is awesome. Very valuable. It's currently shooting up right now. Look at this. A current upward trajectory. And I remember when I got cases of these from Distro for like $20 in ETB. I have 2 cases left just hiding in my basement. 2 sealed cases. I'm not going to be like Vapor. I'm not going to rip them open. But I have 2 sealed cases of these in my basement. And even at 109, if we're looking at 151 normal ETBs and they're getting up to $300, that tells me at some point this thing has to shoot up. Is it going to happen during the summer? Probably not. Summer's kind of slower. But in the fall, when Scarlet and Violet starts getting pushed out and people start being like, wait, this is only $110 where Pokemon 151 is almost 300. People are going to be like, these are more limited. They're out of print. We need to boost this up. And it will get boosted up, I bet. We'll see. I could be wrong. This is me just guessing. I'm not smart. I don't know anything. But that'd be my guess. And kind of like I mentioned earlier, there's going to be some things that are older that are currently underpriced that will go up because Scarlet and Violet's up by quite a bit. And people love Giratina. This has been making a healthy rise, just not as quick as 151, and I believe it will get there. That's crazy. That is so much cheaper than 151. And then we have the Pokemon Center PC ETB. This thing's been going crazy. I remember I was buying these I have a handful of them. I've been buying them for $100 in ETB, and now look at them. $565 market, but lots of 610, 635, 654, some 550s, a $704. Holy crap. I didn't know they're getting up this high. This is insane. This is very, very insane. So, getting up to the 700s very quickly. They're selling in the 6s. There's only 36 right now. 684 all the way down to 750 just on page 1. Just on page 1. Where does it go to on page 2? Up to 1,000. Holy wow. I don't think I'd buy him at this. No way. And I have a feeling there's a lot of these being held on to. There's got to be a lot of those being held on to. You know, if they ever hit the market hard, that'd be crazy. That just blows my mind, my friends. The 151 UPC, you know what? When I was last checking this out, I think it was like right at $300. Now we're pretty much at 400. There are multiple sales for 400. We're at like $399 to 400 on last solds. And look at this. First page, the only ones left, 409 all the way to 425. Second page goes all the way up to $500. So these are probably on an upward trajectory. We'll see if Costco has it'd be cool if Costco did another stock of these. That'd be so cool. I want that. I want that so bad. Probably not though. Paldean Fates, Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box. Now, this I'm kind of surprised by. I'd expect this to be closer, probably closer to, maybe not. I mean, 151's a better set, right? But I thought this would be higher 200s for sure, minimum. Maybe closer to 3. Very surprised that it's this low. I mean, they are starting to sell for 259, 260-ish. So maybe it's just the median quite hasn't caught up there yet. And it looks like the ones available are going from 250 all the way up to 299. Jeez. Oh, there's only 39 of them. 180 sold. Only 39 left. It looks like after this brick wall of 250. Oh, sorry, my kid's waking up. 1 second. All right, sorry about that. Looks like in the first page, It does get closer to 300 once they get sold down to that point. Second page is up to 500. Holy crap. So these will probably see a little bit of a run too. That's some crazy pricing, but I thought it would be a little bit closer to 151-ish because the top hit in it is already more than the PSA 10 151 Charizard, I'm pretty sure. Last I checked on that was kind of low, but maybe not. Again, I'm way behind. So Charizard PSA 10. Yeah. So definitely selling less than the Charizard. Or for more. PSA 10 Charizard's going for about kind of a big range. Oh, no, really, that's April 2nd. That doesn't matter. That's old. That's old news. July 2nd, $690. July 1st, $699. $720 on June 29th. So it's like highest $700. Where the 151, or sorry, where the Paldean Fates Mew is going above 1,000 now. Definitely going above 1,000 every time it sells. So kind of surprised that this is where it's at as far as Elite Trainer boxes. Thought it would be a little bit more. Same with the booster bundle. They're going for like 63, but ranging about 63 to 70. Thought it'd be a little bit more with how the Mew is, how the Charizard, and that Charizard in this set, in my opinion, is so much cooler than the 151 Charizard. I thought these would be going for a little bit more. Maybe that means they're going to go up. No idea. Can't tell you, but there's more expensive cards in it for sure. So I'm kind of surprised, but we'll see where that goes here in the next few months, especially when the fall hits. Summer kind of has a little lull, but fall always like boosts up pretty good, especially with Mega Evolutions coming out and the holidays. But it seems like everything right now during the summer is on a general uptick. Temporal Forces doing 228, ranging about 216 all the way up to 230-ish. So kind of not growing quick, just doing its thing, but kind of more what I expect every set to do. People are just so they FOMO hard. People just FOMO hard right now, and prices are crazy. I'd love to see some reprints to just tackle the prices down a bit. That'd be so cool. That'd be so cool. We'll see. Pokemon can do it. They just need to put out enough to make Fear happen. And then we buy in Fear. We always buy during Fear. It's the best time. Twilight Masquerade going about 286. Range is about 286 to 280-ish. No, 290. Yeah, there's some 290s right there. So, you know, steadily going up. Not crazy like the other sets. I love the... I know everyone wants the Greninja. I personally like the Blood Moon Ursaluna. I think that's a cool card. That's just me, though. I'm not like everybody else. I like stuff that people don't like very much, but that's just me. Surging Sparks. You know what? Before I took my little hiatus, Surging Sparks dipped down to like 215, 220. I haven't been seeing a lot of reprints of any other set, but Surging Sparks is something that I got a ton of during reprint windows. And it looks like it was during that time, I think like 260 a box, something like that. Yeah, somewhere around there. About 250, 260. And now it's right back up to the 240s. Starting to see some 250s, so bouncing back, that's for sure. That is for sure. And when you get to actual postings of Surging Sparks booster boxes, it's pretty consistent in the 250s. Prismatic Evolutions Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box dipped down a ton. Dipped down so much. I wonder if the people who bought this at 300-ish are like, what have I done? Because I mean, again, if short term you're looking at it and you're like, 300-ish, whatever, a decade from now it's going to be more. Sure, you're in the right. Any stupid thing you buy that's in this Pokemon realm, it'll go up over time no matter what. It just takes time. But I bet some people bought it at this, saw this dip, and saw these like dips coming in and were like, panic sell, get it out, get it out. No, I can't have it. But that's why you don't buy it at this crazy price. I mean, if these start dipping down to like 150, I'd probably start buying them from people. I probably would. If you guys want to sell yours at 150, let me know. If there's no rips and no tears in it, I will buy them for 150. I will alleviate them from you. So these are kind of continuing to dip down. They're marketing 219, but we have some at 208, stuff like that. Keep panic selling. Keep panic selling, because I want more. I want more. The SPCs, I'm sure whoever bought them at 360 feels interesting. I bet they're like, no, what have I done? Definitely took a dip down. Marketing 213. Got some 214s, but kind of more of the 190 to 213 price range. So keep taking that down too. If these get super cheap, I'll buy them. I will buy them. Prismatic Evolutions ETBs. I know for myself, I know I definitely sat there at certain restocks before. I feel like I've learned a lot in the last little bit. And I definitely was like, oh, you know what? With how distro priced them, there's no way they're going to go below. I think it was either 120 or $100. I can't remember. It was one of the two. If I said 120, definitely off on that. But I didn't anticipate people panic selling, because people have been. They see them going for like 110, and people are scared, and they're like, I will dump them for like 90 to 95. And according to Vapor Self, he's been buying them in the 80s. I don't know if I believe that, but good for him if he did. Even the 80s is still a little high on something that will be reprinted. We see Costco restocks happening of this. It's a damn good deal for the ETB and the booster bundle. That's been making its rounds. It hasn't made it to my state. I wish they did. But you can't take what everybody's saying about their small store or low LGS or anything. Just because they're not getting them doesn't mean big box is not, and doesn't mean that Costco isn't either. Big box has been getting a ton of this stuff. I see it get stocked very often at Walmart's, and you can get it for just a little bit over MSRP or right at it. So I think that's why you see these dips. It's starting to grow back up a little bit. We're back up to 110, but that's with a lot of sales at 100 to 106. So I think this can keep tanking down. We just need more stock to the market. We just need more of it. Push out more and we'll be okay. Prismatic booster bundles took a dip down. Those have been just floating right between pretty much 60 to $70 for a long time. They don't really deviate too much from that. Would I buy them at the 63-ish mark? Absolutely not. More reprints of this can come. Hasn't even been out a full year. We'll definitely see more of this. If they printed last November Paldea Evolved, of course they're going to reprint this stuff. Like, it would be stupid not to. Destin Rivals, whoever bought them in the 300-ish range, are silly. They're silly. Unless, again, if you're buying them in the 300-ish range and holding it for a decade, cool. But again, I feel like you could have bought a lot more stuff at that price and done better. You know, if you're buying these at MSRP, cool. But if you're these people buying it off TCG Player for that crazy price, that's just no. And I'll sell it at that crazy price because I'm a business. I need to make money. And I'm not going to shill it. I'm going to say it's a shitty price all the time. But I'll sell it for that much so that way I can keep my sewed collection paid for, essentially. That's the reason. That's the goal. 250-ish. Perfect. Yeah. I mean, it dipped down from 300, but it's been holding very consistently in the 250s. 250s to high 250s. Kind of surprised by that. I thought this would take a bigger dip. Starting to go a little bit up again, but not a huge dip down like I thought it would. Maybe there's just more stock around of it. I mean, there is a ton. There's over 1,600 of these posted right now. 260-ish. It's like 250 to 260. and it takes a little while. It takes till like page 4 to get up to the 270s. So still overpriced. I wouldn't do it. There's going to be restocks. It's a brand new set. They'll restock it, but holding stronger than I thought it would. Definitely holding stronger than I thought it would. Now this PCETV ate shit. I thought it would at least maintain 200. I mean, 184 on a brand new thing coming out is nothing to shy about. If you got it from the Pokemon Center website, that's a huge gain just instantly for no reason. But man, there's a sell for $1,000 on this thing. I bet they feel silly. And then in the 800s, oh my gosh. In the 600s, there's some sold. In the 400s, there's some sold. Like, that is crazy. That is crazy. Once these if people want to sell them to me for $100, I'll buy them for $100. But kind of like how we talked about that, the Lost Origin ETBs, how they're definitely underpriced and definitely a better buy at their price point than 151 ETBs. And if you're sitting there looking at a prismatic ETB for $110 and you can get a Lost Origin ETB for $110, it's very obvious what a better buy is. Lost Origin. It's already out of print. It can shoot up a ton, and it has a lot more potential than prismatic in my brain. And the Giratina is worth a ton too. Like, how could you not? How could you not? I don't know. But to kind of show an example, I remember, so the Umbreon, right? We have the Prismatic Evolutions Umbreon, came out of the gate, super expensive. It's dipped down to like $900. And I'm like, I mean, I like the stained glass cards. I have the 2 Charizards from Obsidian and Paldean Fates. I love that kind of stained glass look. So I like an Umbreon because I think they display very well together. But at the prices it was at, I'm like, that is absolutely ridiculous. There's no way. There's no way. And that's such a crazy price on that card. Now it's down to the 900s. But back when I was kind of comparing things, I'm like, so this card is already more than the Moonbreon. And if that's the case, obviously the original Moonbreon needs to shoot up in price, right? It definitely is undervalued if that was the case. And I was like, there's some other cards that definitely should shoot up in value too. So then we have the Mewtube, right? Mewtube, I was like, man, this has such cooler artwork than any Umbreon out there. Any Umbreon out there. I remember 2024 December, I was doing a card show. I could have picked up the Mewtube for $900 in a PSA 10. And I had the cash for it. I should have done it. Really wish I did. $900 was cheap, and I didn't realize how much movement could happen with some of these cards, and definitely with with how Scarlet and Violet is, I look at some of these cards and be like, wow, definitely should go up. So I picked one up for $1,300. Am I doing it for an investment? No, it's just one of my favorite cards of all time, and I wanted one in a PSA 10, had an opportunity to get one for $1,300, so I did it, picked it up and did it. Now look at this. This is crazy. They're all posting for like 4,000 to 4,500-ish. And if we look at last solds, some 4,000s, 3,000s, like 3 to 4,000, they've been jumping up. And there's not even a ton out there. But they're in the 4,000s now, and that's why I was like, there's no way the Prismatic Evolutions Umbreon should outplay this thing. The artwork in this card is so much better. And the the Ancient Mew. Ancient Mew was going for like $600 at the time. Now it's over $1,000. I was like, there's no way that these cards, which are much older, much lower pop. I mean, both of them are a much lower pop. I'm like, there's no way they should be that cheap. They need to grow. And I think even at 4,000, this thing has more room to grow. Don't buy it at 4,000 though. That's ridiculous. This is a card where if you get into it early and get it cheap, sweet. Same with Umbreon. If you pull it, get into it early, grade it, get a 10, get it cheap, sweet. But that just shows Scarlet and Violet is so expensive right now that it will boost up the other sets that are older. It will boost up the other sets that are older and still at a good price. So are there good investment opportunities right now? Not really. Everything's overpriced. I wouldn't do it. What I would do is whatever new comes out that you can get at MSRP or below through stores or whatever it is, boom. And Pokemon Center ETBs. If you can get Pokemon Center ETBs from the Pokemon Center website on release, sweet. Good investments. That's awesome. You paid really cheap for them when they're going to be way overpriced and way shilled, right? But if I had to buy anything, if I had to buy something, which I still wouldn't even do this myself. I mean, just a year ago, I was getting these from Distro for about $20 each. So Lost Origin ETBs are going for less than $110. They're very quickly climbing. They're now already 111, 113, and there's only 120 left here. There's only 120 left. But if I were to buy something, it would be some Lost Origin ETBs. I'd rather get that than Prismatic. What this tells me is if people are selling it for $109 online, I can find some in person in my state and probably get them for about $80 from people. I'm sure there's people that'll let me get them for $80. So $125, and yeah, if you have some you want to sell, they're in great pristine condition for $80, I'll buy them. I'll buy them from you for sure. Panic sell them to me. Do it. But as we see here, it's such a slow climb. It's such a slow climb. Even on the very last page, the highest these things get are like $200, right? That's a lot to go through. These have some growing to do. I'm really surprised they're priced at where they're at. I think they should be a lot more. It is much cooler than Prismatic by far. Just crazy, my friends. So, fun little market update for you all. If you're like me and you've been enjoying the summer and working your ass off to get some new positions at your job, then yeah, probably missed some stuff. I know I missed a ton, and this video was way too long, so I apologize about that. But just had to catch up, so why not catch up with all of you? I appreciate you all. Go do something awesome. Go be with your family. Enjoy it. Don't buy overpriced shit. Don't do it. But in the meantime, I hope you all have a good night. Don't do anything crazy.